What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another rebuilding video, and today we are going to be the team that got relegated last season. Instead of my team Leeds, it is going to be Burnley. The reason I've picked Burnley is because there's a few financial issues with them at the moment, which unfortunately haven't transferred across into this database. There is a loan though, which is, it seems kind of excessive for what the club is. But if you look at the core of the squad, the amount of people that have been released, Tarkowski's gone, you assume Pope, Cornet and Weghorst will be going. It's going to need a full rebuild. Premier League is difficult just to get there, but if you're building a new squad, then you want to get promoted, and then become an established Premier League team, trying to creep into Europe, it is going to be a large ask in 5 seasons. A large ask? It's a fair request. So my main camera died, which means I had to jump straight into the video. So basically, this is a rebuild. You've seen the first bit. Let's jump straight into the gameplay and see how we get on. So here's what we're working with. I've used to sort out SI update so we can start at the 30th of May, and I've went forward to make sure everyone that was actually released has actually gone. I've also put Pope, Weghorst and Cornet on the transfer list because I assume they'll be going in real life. I mean, they're all too good really for the championship. I'm going to use this formation, which is the Diego Simeone replica. I will have the link for it down below, and I chose this one because Simeone is known for being defensive, and you know the Burnley motto is a strong defense and you'll bore everyone to death. So that is the plan. I imagine the championship, there's going to be a few games where we have a nightmare because the championship is so mad that you can't be this defensive and really expect it to work. But with the 3 players I mentioned before, 2 of them were bought for big money in January, which means I'm taking that as the new owners and not scared to spend money. So we are able to spend as much as we possibly can to try and build a squad capable of getting Europe in the Premier League. But without that, we'll get to the end of the first season. We'll see who we brought in. A full squad rebuild. There's only a handful of names here that I think will see out the season. So let's see how we get on. How much money will we spend? Let's have a look. So here we are, the end of the first season. And as you can see, Burnley, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. Burnley promoted to the Premier League. And we finish in 2nd place in the league. Obviously, that's not us. In the league, we are joint on points with Sheffield United, losing out on goal difference in the end. But we did actually win the last game of the season 3-2. So I assume the last game of the season, we were guaranteed promotion, which is magnificent. Let's have a look at the men who made this happen. As you can see, Nick Pope is leaving. He's going to Rangers on loan. Unfortunately, despite offering him out countless times, nobody was interested in him. As you can see, £45.5 million out and £46.5 million spent on incoming players. So, well, first of all, we'll go to the people who left. Phil Bardsley went to America. I'm just going to mention the big names because, you know, these ones. Vidra went to Angers SEO. And then we get on to the money. Jack Cork joined fellow championship team Norwich. In real life, he signed a new contract. For me personally, 33 years of age. He's a little bit old for something that I want to build. And although he has played magnificently well for Norwich, I mean, Norwich finished in the playoffs. So I haven't done the playoffs yet, so we'll see next year who goes up. But he just wasn't for me. I've brought in some more players that I think are more capable of, you know, doing a job for us. Next up, Maxwell Cornet, FC Porto he's went to, and unfortunately, we only got £20 million for him. While that is disappointing, we did make $7.5 million off of him, so to make a profit for the club is massive, especially given the debts, which we'll look at in a second. Johan Berg Gudmundsson joined Salzburg, which I think is a weird one. 32 years of age. Salzburg usually only go for the youngsters, so for him to join there is very odd. But I'm not whinging. They're giving me money. 2.3 mil. Weghorst did actually play a few games for us. Another player, very difficult to sell because I basically didn't manage any of the games. I simulated them all, and then I was just trying to get to the end of the transfer window. And he played 4 games for us in the league, scoring 3 and 1 player of the match before a £20 million bid from Newcastle came in, and he went over there. I mean, he's done extremely well. 7 goals, 1 assist, 7.03. He's only played 24 games. But that led us to the fun part, which was bringing players in. And first of all, we have Sean Longstaff from Newcastle A loan player. He's only played 6 this year. I thought, get him a pad out the midfield. He was on a free. I mean, I'm not going to pay him a lot either. 25k a week isn't a lot because we didn't pay for him. So, to pad out the team, he came in. The formation requires 2 up front. With Weghorst gone, Goodmanson gone, it left only Dwight McNeil, which is why I thought I need to bring in a player. There wasn't a lot about striker-wise. I had to really delve deep, so I thought Joe Gelder, I know what he's like. I know that if he comes on, he'll do a job, but unfortunately this year, 15 appearances, it hasn't worked out for him. Which isn't the end of the world. I mean, he's still a good player. He's gone back to Leeds now. Hopefully he does well there in this sim. But he just didn't work out for us, unfortunately. Saïdou Sow is centre-back. We got him from Saint Etienne, who obviously have went down. And if you look here, they're in the French National 2 here. So I cashed in on their misfortune of going down. And 20 years of age, I just think he'll be decent. He's from Guinea-Bissau. I mean, his physical's outstanding. Heading, marking, tackling, very good. I think a loan next season. I mean, he hasn't played this year because I really just needed bodies for centre-back position. A loan next season, I think he will progress into a nice Premier League defender. Next up, Kelvin Macquarie from Napoli. You may know him. He's played 40 games this season. He was, obviously, you've seen me, I sold Jack Corker 33 because I didn't want experienced playable. I didn't want that. I didn't want all players in the team. 30 years of age when I signed him. I wanted him for a little bit of experience. And that right wing-back role, the right wing-back role, I'm talking in a foreign language. That right wing-back role, there was no one really to make it their own. So I thought, we'll get a man in who knows what he's doing. He's done it at Napoli, done it at Fiorentina, done it at Lille. And to be fair, 40 games, he has not disappointed. He hasn't. 40 games, 7.08, 5 assists, 3 player of the matches. 4 million, that was a free, so can't complain. But £4 million, Toma Basic from Lazio, 26 years of age. He's played 40 times this season. 6.94 rating. He's been a tank. He's been so good. So impressive. I mean, look at this. Physical's nice. I mean, he has such good stats. I mean, look at leadership 7, which I don't want to be a lead anyway. Just get on the pitch. And then long throws 3. The rest of it, I can't whinge at. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. 26 years of age. I'd like to imagine this man will last the full 5 seasons of this rebuild. Next up, my favourite signing by far. It is Monchu from Granada. £11 million he cost me. Already valued at 17.5 to 19.5. And, you know, he's from Barcelona, so you know he's going to be a good player. Only 23 years of age, but look at that potential. I mean, long shots going up, marking, passing, tackling going up. He is doing it all. Only disappointing thing, jumping reach, but in the middle of the park. 5'8", not the tallest, but you just want him there to pass the ball, get it round. I mean, his trait is to dictate tempo, which he does fantastically for us. 46 appearances this season, 7.26 average rating, 8 goals, 16 assists, and 6 player of the matches. This is the kind of player you build your team around going forward. Next up, 3.4 mil, Thiago Jallo. 23 years of age, again, another youngster. He's done really well at Lille. I brought him in just to see how he develops. Obviously, another player I did need in and around the first team due to low squad numbers. But 4 appearances, 6.65. Not the worst, not the best. He will need a loan next season, I think, to really develop. But all in all, I think with him and with Sow, we've got 2 centre-backs that could potentially be decent for the future. Next up, we have Marvin Ekpieta. That's probably not how you say it. But he is Nigerian. We signed him from Blackpool. A player that knows his way around these kind of divisions. I mean, Blackpool, Leyton Orient he's been at. He knows the English side of the lower league football. Lower league, you know, standard leagues. I thought it's hard to word it without offending every league. There's 72 clubs in it. But I just wanted someone that's going to be a beast. And 16 strength, 16 jumping, 14 pace, 16 natural fitness, 14 tackling, 13 marking. He is a man who is going to absolutely pummel attackers, which in the Championship, you need someone that is not scared to put in a challenge. And £2.5 million, 44 appearances, 7.12 average rating. I mean, he's played 1 for Blackpool and got an 8. I mean, he played 1 game for them, got 1 player of the match. That's what we're dealing with here. Outstanding for the Championship. Got him in to do a job for us, and boy has he done a job. Next up, we have Gary Medine, because I was struggling to find any players. Striker-wise, we were struggling, and at this point, I had no money. So the money we had was gone. and I needed some strikers. So Medine came in. 6.7 rating in 2 games isn't bad, but you know, when you're panicking, you do kind of do these silly things. Next up, Joe Pirro. He is Dutch. He's 23 years of age, from Swansea. He's not had a bad season. 6.8 rating, 6 goals, 3 assists, 29 appearances, £9.5 million. Obviously, when you're buying players from like your own division, you have to pay the premium, which unfortunately we have done there. Not a player that will last long. Obviously, only 4-star potential ability. I do want to start bringing in some better strikers. But, I mean, this season, he's done a job for us. There's not really much more I can ask for. Luis Suarez, not the one you're thinking. We have this guy. Is that Colombian? 4 current, 4 potential. Another player that could easily play the next few seasons in this rebuild. So it's a position that one striker I don't really have to worry about. I mean, this season, he's played 33 games. He's scored 19. And, you know, 7.24 rating. What more can you ask for? He was at Watford previously. Didn't play a game in the Premier League. He's went away to Spain. Built up kind of a portfolio of just hellish seasons. 19 and 38 for Zaragoza is ridiculous considering the team Zaragoza are. And he joins us back to score a hatful. So, very happy with this signing. We paid £9 million for him. He's already valued a lot more at 17 to 19 million. So we can make a hefty profit if it ever comes to selling him. Willem Goebbels. He is French, 21 years of age. He's from Nantes. And another youngster where I want to give him a go. Brought him in. Obviously, this season, I couldn't send him out on loan. He wasn't interested to go out on loan. Nobody wanted him. That's fair enough. Next season, hopefully, we can get him out there, get him some game time. But for 500,000, I'm more than happy risking £500,000 if we hit the jackpot and he turns out we can make some money on him. So, all about finances. 2.4 million, Mohamed Fares. 33 games this season, 6.86 rating and 4 assists. We needed a left wing back because Cornet left. We only had Charlie Taylor. And Fares wanted to leave Lazio. I mean, he's decent for what he is. Really good physical, 6 foot, good passing, good crossing, good dribbling, decent first touch. Off the ball, he's getting himself around with a decent work rate. I mean, he's just a solid all-rounder. It's what you want. 27 years of age. How long will he be here? I have no idea. If we look at the schedule, we only got to the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, losing 4-2. We got crushed, to be fair, by Fulham, which is disappointing. And then we lost 3-2 in extra time to Luton in the FA Cup. So no cup run for us this season. And from what you can see, a disgusting January and February. We struggled like mad. Yeah, not the best. I mean, if this picked up, we probably would have ran away with the league. But unfortunately, we just got battered after a really good start of the season as well. We didn't lose a game until Norwich on the 2nd of January, which Norwich also got relegated, a good team. And then we spiralled. Blackpool, Swansea, Birmingham, another Watford, Preston, Forest, West Brom. You know, we really struggled. I mean, we haven't lost a lot of games this season, but that extra point would have won us the title. We've only lost 8. It is what it is. Let's have a look at goals in this league. We have in 4th place Luis Suarez with 19. He's only 5 off Ryan Brewster. So fair play to him. I mean, I think assists is where we'll be winning. Yeah, Monchu with 16. Gomez not far behind with 15 though. So 2 very, very high quality players in this division. But Monchu really too good for this division and the money we spent on him. So as you can see, we have a lot of players from when we first started at the start of this season. But going into the Premier League, we do need to bring in a little bit more talent, see if we can move a few more people on. So without further ado, let's get into season 2. That rhyme, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, end of season 2, and season preview 19th. Have we done better than that? Have we done better than place? Come on, boys. Obviously, it's the first season back in the Prem, so we will have done a little bit better. It always happens. If you go up, you tend to get a high finish. We've seen it with Leeds. We've seen it with countless teams, Reading back in the day. We've seen it with everyone. It happens. Not for Norwich, because it's pointless them being in the division at this point. Just end up at Scotland or something, because it's ridiculous. We can also see Mbappe is in this division. City winning the league every year from now on. With the Premier League season came a little bit of money. So with £26 million made, we've still lost 16 because of transfers. But in the debt, we've got £86 million worth of net debt. I don't know how, but we're still paying this off comfortably. It's fine. We're still making money, which is all that really matters. Let's have a look at who we brought in this season. And no money. But I've also signed 2 people at the end of last season that haven't gone on this sheet. So we'll go last season first. At the bottom, we brought in a centre-back who I know has played at various levels. He was at Celtic last season. This season, he has signed for Burnley, playing 31 games and getting 2 goals with 1 player of the match. It is Cameron Carter-Vickers. He's USA. You'll see a thing. I love American players. So he comes in. He's just solid. I mean, strength 17. I told you I wanted that defender. When I think of Burnley, I think of strong, just over-domineering players where they will smash into you and not care. Ashley Barnes, prime example. He will smash into people. No second thought. He will just do it because in my head, that is Burnley. So I'm trying to keep that kind of thought that we will have defenders that will smash you and spend some money and kind of keep it classy. So Cameron Carter-Vickers, welcome to Burnley. Next up, he wanted to leave Everton, so I signed him for a total of £8.25 million. Jean-Philippe Gabin, he's from the Ivory Coast. He's played 22 games this season and once again, strong. Not afraid to put a foot in. And the rating is 6.46. He's not 1 assist, but he's done a job in the centre of the park. He has ran about that centre of the park like a man possessed, which, coming from Everton, Premier League experience, is what you need. As you can see, the people that left this season, Pope, obviously you saw it in the last one. Westwood left. I mean, he's getting on a bit now, isn't he? He's 34 years of age, so he had to go. Max Thompson, 22, went. And Lucas Jensen, who is 25, goalkeeper. They're both, unfortunately, not going to be good enough. But with Pope leaving, and obviously I had to let Norris go as well, it did mean we needed 2 goalkeepers because Bailey Peacock-Farrell, he isn't good enough. He just isn't. He isn't. So I brought in Big Gav Bazunu. I think he signed for Southampton in real life, but as you can see, he is an absolute beast. 6'2", right-footed. He is just in tank. I think Pope going, he fits in so perfectly as a Pope replacement. I mean, 38 appearances, 61 goals conceded. It's just, I'm just buzzing for him. I think it's so good to see this guy come in and obviously do a job that Pope was doing last year. 7.04 with 12 clean sheets. I am not going to pick fault with that man. We'll jump over James Garner for now and bring up Pontus Dahlberg, who I brought in literally as a backup. I mean, he hasn't really played a game since BK Hacken, which was 2021. So that's 3 years ago he played some games. So I just wanted him to sit on the bench, and for a free transfer, I mean, how much are we paying him? Paid him £9,000. I can't really win. If he had to come on, he'd have done a job. Unfortunately for him, Bazunu is a tank and never gets injured. Next up, I think this is a bargain. £1.5 million for James Garner. You've seen him at Nottingham Forest. He played so well for Nottingham Forest. But this season, I paid 1.5, 18 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 man of the match, and a 6.75 rating. Very conscious about needing to fit that quarter of English trained players. So James Garner for 1.5 million, he just seems like a steal. Like, that is a steal, isn't it? It's disgusting. Next up, we have a defender, Umar Saleh from Salzburg. Obviously, they call it when they see them. As you can see, he has deteriorated a little bit. I'm not entirely sure why he's deteriorated, but he's played 38 games, so he has been getting game time. 6.7 rating. Obviously, he's been killing it over there. The 2 seasons are well above a 7. But he's coming into the Premier League, his first season, 24 years of age. I needed a ball playing defender, and 15 passing. I mean, vision, where's his vision? Vision 13, he knows what he's doing, and for 10.25 million, especially in the Premier League, that is a drop in the ocean. Next up, a left wing back and a player that is also capable of the right wing back. Basically, signed him as a utility player. Got him on loan. I mean, his contract is 38 grand. It's a little bit silly, but we are now playing Premier League prices. He's just solid. He's not solid all round. He's average all round, which is all you really want from a utility player. He's not going to expect loads of game time. It is what it is. Mikhail Sadilek next from the Czech Republic. He's from PSV, and I was so surprised. I didn't think he'd be that good. He can play in the middle, he can play on the left, and 6.75 rating, 5 goals, 3 assists, 36 appearances. He honestly blew me away. I mean, obviously his mentals are really good. He's lacking kind of technically, but his pace, stamina, fitness, agility. He's quite rapid to get around. It's the work rate, I think that does it for him. He doesn't stop running. He really puts a shift in, and all I can say is good things about that man. We brought in another striker to help McNeil and to help Suarez, and it is Adolfo Gaish. He is Argentinian. from CSKA Moscow, and unfortunately, he didn't get a goal. He only played 7 times for these lads, but he's come from there 14 in 28, so that's 1 in every 2 games. And in 7 games, he didn't really create a thing. But when you're against McNeil and you're against Suarez, chances are you're going to struggle to get into that side. If we look at the team, the 2 people with the most appearances are Bazunu and Solé. And obviously, Monchu, 39. There's a lot of people on 39, to be fair. You'll be lucky. The issue is when you get in Prem, and if I start buying players left, right, and centre, they're going to lose some of the chemistry, and we're going to really struggle to do anything in this division. So, fingers crossed, 11th, next year we consolidate, then we can really start pushing on. But let's have a look at where we are with this. So, goals. Are we on the goals list? Right at the bottom, joint 13th, we have McNeil on 12 and Suarez on 12. So, both consistent, both strikers getting the same amount of goals, putting the same amount of effort in, is what you want to see. Assists, it's only Monchu once again with 7. Obviously, he's going up. He got 16 last year. He's got just under half of that this year. It's a first season in the Prem, and we're not on the average rating, so that's depressing. But first season in the Prem, I can't really complain. He's done pretty well there, hasn't he? Yeah, I've just seen here, Joshua Kimmich is at City. Well, what is the City's lineup? Let's have a look. Klopp's there as well. Look at that lineup. Kimmich on the right. Zambu and Guisa as well. Mbappe, Foden. Bench has got Sterling, Grealish, Pete, Alvarez. This division is a joke. But that's how we've got on. So this season, we did end up finishing in 11th. Let's get into the end of season 3. See how we get on. We just need to stay up, I think. That's the target next year. So, despite a preview once again of 17th, we have got 10th. 1 position better, but still 16 behind Arsenal, who rounded off the Europa Conference League places. Still 16 behind Arsenal, who round off the European places. And, you know, this division is so difficult. It's so hard to do this. People get promoted all the time, but they get promoted and build a squad off that promotion. It is difficult. Once again, I did make signings at the end of last year. So let's have a look at what happened before we, get past that season review and what happens. So first of all, we have people leaving. Joel Pirro left for £8 million. Yes, we lost £1.5 million on him. It just didn't work out. When you get in the Prem, I mean, I got players for the championship with a little bit of progression, but he wasn't good enough in the championship to play in the Prem. So he goes to Tigres. He's done decent there, and he's 6.84 average rating. At least he's playing football now, because he wasn't at Burnley. Marvin Ekpetika goes to Swansea on loan. He's done very well. I mean, the championship team, he is an ideal championship defender. And how to bring people in. Victor Christiansen, Danish, left wing back. He's solid. He's mint. Unreal mentals, unreal physicals, and just enough technicals to get him by in that position, which is what we love to see. I mean, I think I've stolen £10 million from Copenhagen. He's cost now 17.5 for 25, so we're going to make money on him. He's only 22. We will make money on him. 36 appearances, 4 goals, 6 assists, 4 man of the matches, and a 7.02 average rating. Then, I have never used him in this game. I think I used him at Palermo years ago, obviously. Probably 2020, it was FM20. I do like doing a little bit of Palermo save every year, and I thought he was good then, but now, wow. Potential abilities 4.5 star. He's already 4 star. Signed this year, he cost me 13.75 mil. That was the release clause in the Augsburg contract. But 10 goals in 31 and a 7.05 average rating for his first season in the Prem. 24 years of age. He can only get better from here. That rounds up the transfers for the end of last season. And here we go with the proper pre-season predictions. And as you can see, we've made another £39 million. And mainly off Dwight McNeil, because he went to Vigo for 30 mil. A lot of people came in for him. There was a bidding war between them, PSG, and somehow he chose to go to Vigo, which is odd. Pontus Dahlberg went to Nice, obviously part exchange for Masu Wagu, who we'll go on to in a minute. But leaving with some massive names in the dressing room. Keane, we made shy of £1 million on, and he was a utility player we signed last season, if you remember, on a free transfer, but still making solid money. Charlie Taylor, Obviously, he was here for years. He was here for, like, what, 7 years? Signed for 6.5. We've only lost 500k on him in 7 years, which is mint. He's at Benfica. 80k Athens came for Kelvin Mackowit. He wasn't getting game time. He was never ever going to play because obviously we had Christiansen, who is basically a better replacement. £1.5 million. And then Connor Roberts left, who was, you know, bang average, really. No disrespect to the kid. Bang average. 600k. So, 39 mil brought in, 42 spent. But net, we're doing okay. We're still keeping the money ticking away. And obviously, this is the money we brought in. Right wing back, him and Christiansen. He can also play on the left, relatively. But 26 years of age, I was quite happy. I mean, 10.25. Dalberg wasn't playing anyway, so it's not like we're missing out on that. But, you know, he has a little bit to go. I think he was just kind of a player that I needed. I needed a back up for the left. Taylor had gone. I needed another right wing back. And for 10.25 mil, he's played 27 times this year. 6.7 average rating. I am not one to complain. Next up, to go alongside Lorenzo Luca, still thinking about this quarter, this English quarter, we have Liam Delap. He can play on the left, but obviously we don't play wingers, so he's playing up front. He's only played 18 times this season, 3 goals, 1 assist. But, you know, I think that, to me, 21.5 English tax, that is an investment. Papagai, midfielder. I know him from Marseille. He was at Marseille there. He's a good player on Foot Manager. He just is. He's only played 4 times. He was this is another player there. I needed another midfielder, and he was there for cheap. 4.5 mil. I can afford that now. Throw it at him. Next up, another American. It is Johnny. I mean, where was this guy born? He can't be actually American, surely. He's born in New Jersey, but he's also Brazilian, and his name's Johnny. João Lucas de Souza Cardoso. That's a better name than Johnny. Okay. Brought in from Nacional in Brazil. £6.5 million, but 35 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists, 3 player of the matches, 6.8 rating. For the first season, he's really just grown into the Premier League, and for us to finish where we did, it is with the help of him. And although we're miles away from Europe, which I think is going to be really struggling. I mean, look at this. Look at goals here. Erling Haaland and Mbappe up front. 37 for Haaland, 25 for Mbappe. I mean, we have Suarez here on 13, and that is it. The league is just stupid of players signing. Isaac's at Arsenal. Barbosa. It's disgusting. I mean, we're not on any of these, unfortunately. Are we on assists? Has Monchu got on the assists again? He hasn't. Even Pavon's at Leeds. This league is ridiculous. It is just ridiculous at the moment. We look at appearances this year. Bazunu once again 41. We have Monchu on 39. Solé on 39. Obviously, a lot of players being have Vickers 37, Christiansen. So you can see who gets a lot of the game time, and only Phillips not making an appearance. Gallo. Once again, no one wanted to loan him, so the whole development thing went out the window because nobody wanted him, which ruined my day. But it is what it is. Some things work, some things don't. As you can see, Jallo, Epikika, and Ferres all leaving on freeze because they didn't want to renew the contracts, which is what it is. It's kind of the benefit of, you know, hindsight, really. We did make a profit this season, so fingers crossed next year we'll have a little bit more money to spend to really build this team. But let's get stuck in the end of season 4. So the end of season 4, and we finish in 14th place. I mean, we finished above Tottenham, above Leicester, above Palace, but we have fell a lot off. I mean, 41 points. It is what it is. I mean, Lorenzo Luca, 18 goals. He's finally caught his form, but if we just have a quick look at this, 18 goals, and he's still 9th. That's the division we're in at the moment. The money in this league is ridiculous, and the teams that were already here before we went down obviously had to do a little rebuild. They've just far exceeded anything we're capable of. But let's have a look at the transfers we did. I mean, obviously people brought in at the end of last season and some people left. Suarez finally left. £21 million to sell. I couldn't do it. £21 million for him. I can't turn it down. We only paid, I think we paid 9 for him, didn't we, from Granada. We've made a fortune, and he's had some really, really good seasons for us. But with Luca, with Delap, we just don't really have any place for him, unfortunately. Kabamin left, the Pachuca, I've butchered his name there, but he left, and then obviously the players we started to sign. Kayo Adaramola came in. He hasn't played another play. I just tried to left back because I felt we were a little bit light on that side. I mean, he's nothing special. He's 4-rated potential, so it's kind of one for the future. But this was my favourite from Leeds. Joe Rodon. I mean, solid physicals. He's just a really awkward player, and I love that. He is a defender that I just said that reminds me of Burnley. Couldn't get his head on anything. I mean, he cost £23 million, and he's what, 28. But I felt like we haven't signed a player in a while that is just an absolute, tank, and he is that man. On the departures, obviously the free transfers you knew about. We also let Papagai go out on loan, and we also let Sau and Goebbels go out to get a little bit of experience to see if they can then make an impact next year. But we brought in 4 players who I am absolutely buzzing about. The first one, Galini from Lazio. Obviously, he's from Atlanta originally, and I love Atlanta. Atlanta is such a good team, and I brought him in for experience to really back up Bazunu, and he ended up taking the mantle and playing the majority of the games, annoying Gavin Bazunu, which you'll see shortly. Next up, Tommy Doyle, who I signed for Kaiserslautern. Kaiserslautern, that's not how you say it, but also butchered it. Tommy Doyle, he's just an all-around. He's decent. If you need him to go in the middle of the park, you can slot him in, and you can be fairly comfortable that with his resolute personality, he will put on a performance. Next up, another American, Gianluca Buzio from Inter Milan. He played 46 games there. This season, he played 31 for us with a rating of 6.69. And this season, I was very conscious about upsetting the apple cart. Ola Aina came in, £10 million to play either side if we needed him. 29 years of age, 32 appearances he made in total, with an average rating of 6.83. In my head, I was thinking if we want to get anywhere near, we need to keep basically the squad together and stop bringing in new faces. And obviously, that hasn't exactly worked out with the 14th place finish. Knocked out in the semis by Tottenham of the Carabao Cup, which obviously they won, which got them the Europa Conference League, and the third round by City. What happened against City? Did we get butchered? Fly down here, third round, 2-0. They've got Sesko as well. I know this has nothing to do with Burnley, but they've got Mbappe, Haaland, they've got Sesko, Kimmich, Vinagre, Pedro Porro. I hate this league. I hate it with a passion. So I try to keep the squad together, and it hasn't gone well. But at this point, this league is just absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? We lost 5-0 to Palace in Ketchu with a hat trick. 5-1 Man U. I mean, this is disgusting. 4-0 against City there. We beat Liverpool 1-0 somehow. But I think it's just been a really unlucky season, really. I mean, some games where you're unlucky, some games you get blown away. I just don't fully understand this division at the moment. This has been a hell of a season. 2-1 against City. They nearly beat City there. It's a buzzing. Lost 3-1. Lost 5-1 to Everton. A weird season. But let's get stuck into season 5. Can we get into Europe last year? Fingers crossed. Let's have a look. So here we are, the end of season 5, our final season. And what does the league look like? Once again, City win it again. I mean, they've won it every year apart from the first one. In 5 years, they've won it 4. That's what happens when a team like that buy every good player. Sickening, I think is the term. Sickening. But we finished in 12th, only 5 points away from Europe. We were within touching distance. Let's have a look at who we brought in. I mean, you know by now, I'm just trying to get by. And this season, I only brought in 2 players because, as I said last time, I didn't want to rock the apple cart too much. So who came in? Firstly, from Palace, Ethan Laird. Can play on the right. I just wanted more cover on the right. He only played 9 games this season. 6.62 rating. Nothing special. But a player I missed out on in season 4. Pablo Torre comes in from Wolfsburg. Originally Barcelona. He chose there. He only played 8 games. He's come here. 37, 6 goals, 7 assists, 6.84 rating, and Wolfsburg lost money. So what else can you ask for? I mean, it says we spent 45 million, but that's obviously because I brought them in at the end of last season. But this season, not really spent anything at all. And it seems to have worked out well. You look at appearances, Luca with 40, 20 goals in 40. I mean, I bet he's not even on the chart, which we'll check in a second. After that, Torres, Solé, Golini. What are the chances? I'm happy with how it's gone. I mean, obviously, we know Luca is an absolute goal machine, so it's no surprise to see him easily outscoring Liam Delap. But I mean, if you look at the ability of the squad, we are starting to build a squad that is more than capable. Only Ain is 30, everyone else, obviously, Galina's really matter. Keepers don't really make a difference age-wise, but a nice, youngish squad that can easily progress in the next few years. We look at the fixtures, it looks a lot nicer than last year, with only a few big losses. We lost to Newcastle 2-1 in the... We lost the first round of both cups. We've been knocked out 1-4-2 once. I mean, they've got Clement Langley and they've got Korea. Disgusting. I mean, big losses, a 6-0 against Man United, but we also beat Everton 5-4 with a Luca hat-trick. It's been actually not a bad season. We drew with City, who we know they've got Chiesa now. Ridiculous. Lost 2-1 there. See, the games we've lost, there's only been a few we're not in, like the 3-0, the 6, and obviously we're nowhere near. But a few we're not really in, and it's nice to see a 4-1 there again. I mean, Mbappe, Haaland, and Laporte, ridiculous. But Toronto, Liverpool, see, this is the whole thing. You keep the squad together, we do tend to do better. Opening day of the season, 4 for Luca, 6-0 win against Sheffield United. It's lovely to see. I'm buzzing with how this has gone, but I guarantee we are not anywhere near in these goals. We're not. Oh, we are. Luca's 7th. He's 7th. I mean, we're still nowhere near. I mean, he's 3 behind 44 for Haaland. How many goals has this man scored? I mean, it'll say City there, won't it? Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? 123 and 97. Disgusting at this point. Disgusting. Are we on the average ratings? No, we're not on the average ratings. Are we on the assists? Monshu's on the assists. Back in 8th with 10. And yeah, the Premier League. I hate the Premier League so much. I hate it. I can't manage on FM in it. It's just a disgusting league. And it reflects that. So there we go. 5 seasons. We ended up 5 points away from Europe. But I'd say comfortably, we are a Premier League team once again. Thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment down below what you think. And I'll see you in the next one.